Hello there and welcome to my video. So in today's video we're going to be covering the MISTS district and kind of my review on all of the houses in the ward. So as you can see there's no real intro, so just as a quick recap, we are going on a 3 scale ratings out of 10. The first scale is going to be on the environment around the house, the second one is going to be on how close you are to market board, and then the third one is going to be on isolation. So just we're right now starting off with this lovely Paisa house. Well, some people might be masochists and so they want to look at this all day, but you know what, if you don't want to have your eyes burned out by the Paisa looking at that all day, well, isolation is probably going to count for you. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Our first one is the MIST plot 2 in the MIST. I guess I said that twice. But basically with this, you can look along this edge here and you can see these beautiful little, like, what do you call it, kind of like meadowy flower garden area beside it. And then you have this little doorway that goes into this mountain, and then for this mountain you get this like white castle kind of feel here with all these trees around it, and it's definitely a very gorgeous kind of white castle, white knight vibe. I think it's interesting. And likewise you can look up here, you can see the apartment and it has kind of like the ropes going up there, and that's kind of cool. And from this side you can view and see this, not quite sure what it is, it might just be like a water drawway or something. I see the turning like water wheels, so I don't know if it's like meant to draw water or something, but either way it looks cool. It's very architecturally pleasing. And then looking out from this side you can definitely make out the ocean here, and then you can see a little bit of beach. But no denying that you can see all those palm trees and the island there, and that it's actually a really gorgeous view. If you just came from the Kugane video, is it as like breathtaking of a view as the one house? No. Unfortunately, I can tell you that, no. But you know what, I think that that's still pretty freaking cool. So beautiful dawns, beautiful dusks from this house for sure. Okay, and then we definitely have close market board access. That's actually just a trivial amount away, no question about that. In terms of isolation for the house, you do have a view of the medium here, and then you have a small basically smack right in front of you. And so if you look at my other video, we did show some of the Grama Namazus, which is basically like the Namazu effigy, and then you put the Dravanian, what do you call it, the Dravanian palm trees, wish I could remember the name, but you just pair them together and you basically have like this Namazu. Oh, you can see a Namazu here. Basically you put like these pom-poms on either side of its head and then in the center, and it just becomes a ruddy abomination. And so going back here, imagine if this person with a small put those like everywhere. Yeah, you'd be having a bad day, that's for sure. This one instead prefers like having the Cheetos theme with like the oranges and the yellows, so you know what, if you're into Cheetos, you're into Paisa and Cheetos, sure. So isolation is definitely not good. So in terms of the environment, I think that it's really good. I think that these flowers are pretty. I think that the view is nice. I'm only going to give the environment a 7 because it's just like, comparing it to the houses in Kugane, is it really that amazing? No. And then in terms of market board access, I'm going to give that a 9. I mean, is it right outside your front door? It's pretty close to it. But in terms of isolation, I'm going to have to give this like a 5. I'd say maybe even a 5 is generous, and so that adds up to 5 plus 9 plus, what did I give for the environment? 7. Okay, so that's 14 plus 7, that's going to be a score of 21. Okay, so our second large is plot 5 in the MIST, and so looking at here we definitely get this like kind of castle-y, rosy vibe. I know that they're not roses, but you know what I mean. And definitely you have like these beautiful flower beds beside it as well. You have the apartment beside, which is okay. I mean, it does have like the Halloween decorations right now, so you get like the thematic experience of that. But that's okay. But like walking down this path, you can definitely see there's a lot of flowers leading to it. And finally to the house. And the view from this one is incredible. Right now it's a little foggy out, so it's a little rough to see, but like even just look here, you have tons of flowers even there. Just spectacular palm trees and just like your own path and everything. It's awesome. And like if you look here, still get that insanely gorgeous view of that water thing. And you can just look around and, oh my god, the beach and everything. It is so freaking good. You can even look out in the distance and see like all the islands. It is so good. Then just walking up here, you can actually take a view here of all this. Is that a pumpkin? Oh my god, they actually have a pumpkin thing. Sorry, random, just noticing. Anyhow, you have just this awesome view. And you can even go to the back side of your house and then look, you have all this area that is literally just yours. That's just so good. Even compared to the houses in Kugane, that is so good. Likewise, the environment, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to easily give that a 10. That's just so good. So the next thing that is on our mind is market board. So we could go up to that one, or alternatively, this one's a little closer. And then, boom, right there. So in terms of market board, I'd say it feels a little longer than the other one, so I'd give that one an 8. And then in terms of isolation, you do see the Paisa house over here, which is unsightly, but the real one that you should be worried about is this one. And in terms of it, you are to the back of it. And so when you think about Paisa houses, you generally want to be at the back end of it. Because basically that's gonna like lock off like the ability for like the Paisa to like stare into your soul. So this is actually not too bad on that front. And so looking around here, you get this view, and then the only one really in your way is this. I mean, yeah, you can see the others, but it's not that bad. And so isolation, I'm actually going to be giving an 8. So that's for final score of 8 plus 8, and then 10, and so that leads to a final score of 26. So pretty good, really good actually. And so our final large for the Mists is plot 15. And so looking up here, you also get another stunning, beautiful mountain view with kind of like that White Castle vibe with the flowers. It's definitely really pretty, and it kind of, how to say it, it kind of gives me less of a like oceanside view, and kind of is giving me kind of like deep foresty vibes with these like cedars here. But honestly, really pretty. Definitely a fan of that. Then looking onwards, you can get a stunning view just looking out onto the ocean. Likewise, yeah, that's a pretty fantastic view. You are on the King of the Hill plot, and yeah, that's gorgeous. And then you can see this little path winding down all the way down to the bottom. You can see the islands. Get a gorgeous view of this water thing from this angle. Overall environment is actually pretty good. Likewise, you actually do have like this flower area, which I do think is actually kind of pretty, and it adds like definitely a lot of ambience to it. Because if you're being real with everyone else, this is all kind of like your flower area. Actually, even these benches, if you think about it. So you get a lot of exterior area. And I think that the flower fields are actually going to be like the main selling point of this, because it's just like you have so much. And you even have a freaking flower pot over here just for free. And actually that rockscape down there is pretty cool. I actually have to say I am quite a fan of that. And then on this side you have this kind of like mountain entrance area. So I definitely think that that's nice. The environment, I'm going to actually give it a 9. I think that that's actually pretty good. Now in terms of market board. Okay, so not over there. Oh, over here. And so this one is 6. Unfortunately, unlike the environment, that was definitely not impressive. And then finally, we need to ask about isolation, and sure, that house is there, sure, this house is there, sure, that one's there. I mean, if this one really wanted to, yeah, they could go Paisa. They could set up Grandma Namazu's. But if you look at that elevation, honestly, that's going to block out most of the issues. So just looking out on here, I mean, not really going to be much of a problem. Oh, I mean, now it just turned to night, and now you can see all the lanterns going, like, That's awesome view. Don't tell me that's not awesome. That's awesome. Anyhow, back to the isolation. Isolation I really don't think is that bad. And so I'm actually going to give the isolation... Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. And so market board was a 6, environment was a 9, and then isolation was a 8. Okay, now starts our adventure in the medium plots, and so we're starting with plot 4, and I have to say that we are starting off strong. Just look at the waterworks here. I think that this is something that the largest kind of missed. It's just the like intricate waterworks between all these houses, and it's just like, if this was actual sewage, this would be freaking revolting. But thankfully it's not, and so it's actually really pretty. You have just these waterways going underneath here, underneath where you're walking, and just so cool. I find that that aspect is easily one of my favorite aspects of this entire housing district, is just like having this flowing water and just like the castle waterways and that. I definitely dig that vibe. And then likewise, looking at the house, I mean, yeah, you can jump over here and like check out all this and go deeper, and this is technically all yours because no one else is really at the same elevation. And then if you look over in here, you actually get a really freaking good view of the sea. And so these pom-pom things here, these are what make Graham and Namazu. I think that they're okay in this instance, but still they're kind of blocking the view, so I'm gonna go over here. But look at that insanely good ocean view you have. I mean, you are basically like, well, you're not really right on it, those houses are, but you are super duper duper close, and you're sharing a lot of the same view as that one large. So you know what, in terms of the environment, I'm gonna give this one, for a medium plot, I'm gonna give it a 9, because you know, it is really solid. It is really solid. Likewise, in terms of market board access, this one is, it's a little bit of a walk. Like, it's not right on your doorstep, but it's still not too bad, so I'm gonna give it a 7. And then in terms of isolation, this house is elevated. This one is in your view, and this one is definitely in your view. It's a little sunken, so is it like smack in your view? No. It's a little dampened, but still, I'd give isolation... I don't think that that one's that bad. I'll give isolation a 7, because it's not too bad. And so our next house is the plot 6 medium. And so instantly this is kind of sharing the same kind of space as the other mediums and the large from before. And so instantly the environment, you know what, I'm already skewed towards 9. But I do want to point out, like, you basically get like this enclosed garden area here, and then you get like these windows in here. I think that that's actually really cool. I mean, it's kind of giving me Lord of the Rings Hobbit vibes, and so I'm really digging that. I am definitely a fan. Likewise, if you look out here, you can definitely see like whatever theme, and because it's currently Halloween when I'm recording it, you can see like the theme here. Likewise, year round you're going to be getting those themed events in here, and so I think that that's really cool. And so you definitely also get a really fantastic view of the beach from here, as well as, I mean, we're looking at the beach already, but look at that insanely good view with like all those night lights going. I think that that is so super pretty. And likewise, of course, you do get the view of the ocean, which we said time and time again, super fan, super popular, super much gonna make this in demand. And so yeah, really good on the environment. That is an easy 9. Easy 9. In terms of market board access, it's even closer than the other one. Actually so close that I'm going to be giving that a 9 too. Then in terms of isolation from this side of the house, I mean, yeah, sure, technically in this corner you do get other houses, but they're so far away. Then from here, not really. And then because you're at a downward elevation, you don't really get a view of that house. I mean, yeah, you do, but at the same... You see... Wouldn't be recording this late at night. But from this angle, isolation's really good. I'm sorry, but it's really super good. And so I'm actually going to be giving the isolation 9. And so 9 plus 9 plus 9 is going to be giving you a 27. And so, really solid house. I I'm rethinking my decision on which house I'm going to be going for come patch 5.1 right now. Yeah, this one's really good. Really good. Okay, so now we are on plot 7. And so you get this kind of really cool like walkway here, which I think is really cool. There is no other house that I think that really has this feature, which I like. And then likewise you're getting that waterworks around here, which is really cool. And likewise you get some of that even here, which I think is super duper duper cool and definitely underrated. I think that this housing district offers so much in the way of that waterworks, and I'm a fan of it. I'm really a fan of it. And then in terms of rest of that, I mean, you get that structure right in your face, which I think is cool, but your angle kind of sucks when looking at it. I mean, it's okay, but meh. And then you get this kind of like garden beside, which I think is nice, and it kind of like gives you a good division between you and the neighboring house, which I think is very important for isolation. And then likewise, you have the view here of the waterworks from here. And then this other house is at an elevation too, so it's kind of like out of the view. So I'm kind of trying to take it all into scope. And then you just have like the wall at the back of the house, making sure that, I don't know. In terms of the environment, I'm just gonna be honest, it's okay. It's okay. 5. No. 4. Environment, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. It's okay. It's really okay. Then in terms of market board, oh, okay, so just up here, sorry that was a little weird. I'll give that a 7. That's not too bad, is it? No, I don't think so. And then in terms of isolation, you have this house right in front of you, which you're getting the back view, which, as I said before, if someone's going to go with a Paisa house, the back of it is far preferable to have the soul eating like front of it. But you do have the front of this one. I want to give it a low score, but then you can even see the Paisa in the back there. 5. Unfortunately, yeah, I just can't deal with that. And so yeah, environment, I'm gonna give you a 4. I'm gonna give isolation a 5, and then market board was a solid 9. Or was it an 8? Yeah, it's an 8. So that totals up to 4 plus 5 is 9, and so a total of 17. And now we are looking at medium at plot 14. And so you get a rocky view from this side. I mean, it's good for isolation, but really giving me nightmares of the goblet. And as soon as you're reminding me of the goblet, all hope's lost. You have a nightmare in front of you already. But anyhow, in terms of environment, let's focus on the environment and not be triggered by terrible decisions. Get this beautiful view of that water bridge thing. You have an awesome view of the ocean. I mean, from here you even get this view of the ship. And even looking at the area that I'm standing on right now, you get this gorgeous little, like, what do you call it, like cliff with a light on it with like these flowers. And so I do think that that is actually good. That is the only redeeming quality that I can see right now. That on the ocean view. So, I mean, you're not quite full goblet, thank goodness, but still, oh my god, I look at this and it's just like, oh my god, did I walk into the goblet? No. Don't take me to the goblet. So, in terms of environment, sorry, as soon as you remind me of the goblet, you're gonna, no, I'm just gonna say what I feel. 1 for the environment. I no. Sorry. I mean, yeah, the ocean view's nice, but 1. As soon as you remind me of the goblet, kind of everything's ruined. In terms of isolation, you have this Moogle abomination here, you have this Chocobo abomination here, and yeah, you're kind of smack in the middle of everyone. I mean, you have a house right here, there. Isolation 2. It's just like instantly like this is great looking out, and like you have the goblet here, then you look out here and it's just like just a lot of potential, especially for Graham and Amazoots. I mean, if you hate whoever's in this plot that I'm reviewing right now, buy this small and pack this yard with Graham and Amazoots. Just destroy their tiny view here. And so yeah, isolation is 2. In terms of market board, where? Oh, okay, it was here. So that was, it was okay. I'll give that a 6. And so we have 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 6 is 9. Eight. So next up we have the medium at plot 29. And so one thing that I want to emphasize right here is just how secluded it is. And so yeah, you have the market board there, but look at how you have your own path here. You don't count. And you have your own path going up here, and then you're leaded like into your own like secluded little area. And yeah, you have the plants here and you have the mountains here, and I think that that is just super duper cool, and it feels really isolated and really kind of cozy in its area. It's just like, yeah, you have this house here, but in reality, why are you wanting to look at that? You don't. And then you have kind of like this forested area here with like the cedar here, and I think that that's really cool. And likewise, you also have the waterworks going down there, and so that's really fun. And yeah, good view from there. Good view of the ocean. You have a good view of all the night trees and all that. Looking around here, you can see all of those night lights. I think that that is super duper pretty. That's definitely a gorgeous view in my opinion. And you can see the ocean from there. See your neighbor's house, isolation, and then yeah, beautiful view from here. Definitely a big fan of this, and because you're on one of the King of the Hill plots, you are in a good view. So let's go into kind of the rest. Environment, you know what, I think it's good, but I don't think it is good enough to warrant an 8, so I'm going to be giving it a 7. I think that, yeah, it's cozy and nuzzled in, but 7. In isolation, you know what, I see 2 Mughal houses. Well, the owners joined the fun, so I don't really feel pity. So there's Mughal houses, there's Namazoo there, there's a Paisa here. You have the medium that I'm going to cover next beside it. Isolation is El Garbo 4. The environment 7. 4 for isolation. As a market board, you are actually reasonably close, so I'm gonna give that a 7. And so 7 and 7 is 14, and 7 and 7, what did I give for isolation again? It's too late to be recording this for me. I changed my mind. You're giving a 4. Whatever I said before, cancel it. It's a 4, and so that's gonna add up to a total of 8. Like, I think, like, don't get me wrong, it has redeeming qualities, but like, it should have a Paisa house there. I can't give it a higher score. And so we are looking at our final house for this district, which is plot 30. So instantly this plot is more secluded than the others. You kind of get like your own private little cliffside area, little here. And I think that that's honestly stunning. You get your own little, what do you call it, like elevated beachside benches. You get your own view basically on the beach. Like, compared to all of the other mediums and larges, this one is the closest to the beach, no doubt. And so yeah, I'm actually gonna waddle down and check that out. So yeah, you get your nice little area here, you get like a bit of amenities here, you get festive ghosties on the little things. I think that that's definitely cool. And looking out here, I'm really a big fan of that. Got a little island thing there. This little pathway up here. Yeah, so I definitely think that environmentally, that's definitely appealing. I mean, heck, even this is a little festive. You even have like the ghost like serenading that pumpkin. Paisa house. This guard is being harassed by this ghost. I think it's fun. You have a fake market board sign because that's not a market board sign. It'd be cool if it was. Holy crap, that'd be like super close. But yeah, then you get kind of like this isolated garden area on this side, and all the way around. So I can definitely say that, yeah, you have a pretty good environment. You even get the secret door, which, I mean, if you're like into the roleplay thing, could be like a thieves guild thing that you walk into. So I definitely think that that could be cool. Walking up here, you get access to the market board, and you get a little bit of the water through here. All these little flower pots here. And yeah, oh yeah, the light posts. I definitely think that the light posts are cool too. Definitely add a good amount of ambience. You get a really actually cool perspective of the like water bridge thing over here. I really do think that at night that is really kind of pretty view. And yeah, real islands and all that. So environment 10. The next thing would be market board, and it's fairly close, but not that close. I'd give it a 8. And in terms of isolation, really, there had to be something wrong with it, right? So, only thing really there, because it's just like you don't really have any view of anyone's house here. I mean, yeah, you have from here, but isolation wise, aside from that, it's super duper good. Like all those are elevated up there. Darn it. And of course it had to be a Paisa house. Like whoever owns this hates this person. Even if I give isolation a 0, it'd still be an 18, which is a better score than some of those mediums. But, can't get over it. Isolation is 5, and so final score is 23. And so yeah, that is all for today's video on the housing district of the Mists. And so I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on the Mist? Like, is there any house that you have your eye on in particular, or are you looking to like transfer out of the Mist for some reason? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you'd leave any likes, comments, subscribes, honestly, it goes a long, long way to helping me, especially as a newer YouTuber. And yeah, it'd be super appreciated. Oh my god, is that a ghost couple? Okay, that's amazing. That, along with the ghost like hugging the Lullafell up above there, I really like that. But anyhow, if you'd leave any likes, comments, subscribes, I'd super duper appreciative. Yeah, this one's hugging the Lullafell. Anyhow, that is all for this video, and hope to catch you soon. Take care.